Trying to figure out your mind and why you missing me more than me. And why you haven't changed your heart and turned it all around and then try to put it on me. Oh, little me, but don't you? I can be a trip, I can make things hard. But baby, I believe that you still got a heart. That's why I try to stop myself before I start. Peace, 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 shalom, peace and many blessings. Back in time with yet another most pristine, fine, and definitely most sincere and most genuine video. Brother Henry Hank Soul Conscious, number 4400 or 4400. Peace and many blessings to those of you that are new to the broadcasters channels. Welcome to those of you that are familiar. Shalom, welcome back. Uh, got a special edition today on the station. The topic of today's broadcast, family, it's a little bit controversial, but it's a topic that seems to continue to come up on various channels, not just on YouTube, but on other social media as well, especially in most recent years. And that, family, is before I continue, I apologize, for the connections or if there's any interference or turbulence or any other imperfections. Unfortunately, I don't have access to my regular mini studio, so I'm kind of like doing this on the run. But anyway, the topic of today's show is true or false, true or myth. Uh, I want to get your feedback, family, because this is a very controversial and touchy subject. But because of all the gender warring and things that have been going on, not just here on social media, but in real life over the last several most recent years, this is a topic that seems to keep on coming up fairly consistently over the most recent years. That is, do you think that Black, Latino, or darker skinned women, is it true that is it truth or myth? Or is it just a stereotype that are they more masculine or less feminine than other cultures or races of women? That is the topic of today's show. Before I take some phone calls or text or email messages or responses, you could, chime in whichever way you prefer or whatever way you choose, either or, uh, to let me know your thoughts, perspective, opinion, or facts or feedback, statistics, whatever you want to share. Statistically, when you go to most dating sites, both black men and women typically struggle. We generally, so called black or copper people, tend to have the lowest response rates across the board, particularly so called black or dark skinned or Latino women. Whereas, even uh, when it comes to some of us that are light skinned, generally we still get lower responses, even though for light skinned people, the responses are slightly higher, but generally speaking, nonetheless, the responses are still low. So, you know, this is a serious issue. And I just wanted to do a broadcast on it. I felt that, that it was a topic that was worth revisiting. So now that, before I take other people's responses, I just wanted to say that based on my own observations, as well as statistics that I've read, books that I've read and studied, I've listened to both male and female perspectives on this. I've read several articles over the years. I've read different books on, over the years, and I've studied different statistics. I've gone both to regular traditional books as well as to Wikipedia. I've researched this online as well as listening to both men and female on social media. And my perspective is that I don't think, for me, I don't think that it's a simple yes or no answer because it really, I think it just depends. I think that generally speaking here in the US, because of the issues that exist currently in the so-called black community, the fact that most black children are being set over 75 to 80% of them are being raised in single parent homes, regardless of the gender of the parent. I think that because of that, that generally speaking, in most cases, not all, but in most cases, it is true that you could say to a certain degree. But universally, I don't think it's that simple because if you go to other parts of the world, you still have a lot of so-called black, Latino, and other women that come from cultures that are raised more traditionally or somewhat traditionally, particularly in countries like certain parts of, certain Spanish-speaking countries, certain parts of Africa, where you still have villages of people that live together collectively, especially in some cases if you're dealing with one that is religious. Sometimes their religion, because of their faith or their religion or what they practice, that they believe that the, that they're supposed to work with their husbands and submit. And yet, and like I said, there is no simple. So my perspective is that it really just depends, because yes, you could, to be honest, even though it hurts me to say it, the majority of them do, in most cases, do tend to be more masculine. However, I have, even though they're not the majority, I have bumped into some dark skinned black or Latino or copper or other women in my life who are also laid back and submissive, who are very feminine, the exception to the rule. So even though, because of the rise in feminism and because we live in a culture where most women are conditioned to be strong and independent and all this and that, we're living in a pro-feminist, to a certain degree, anti-male society. And so, because of that, and because of the fact that you have such high divorce rates and traditional families are being attacked on a regular basis, that has increased a lot of women to be masculine. However, there's always exceptions to the rule. But that's just my humble perspective. Let me go to hear what others have to say now. Yes, hello, thank you. This is the Soul Conscious Show. Thank you for calling. You can email or call in. The Soul Conscious line is 1-347-998 uh, 1301 is the main line. You could also text or voicemail. You can also email in as well. If I don't, sometimes the lines of the emails get crowded or busy. So if I don't get to you this broadcast, forgive me, it's not on purpose. I try to take as many people as I can, but sometimes, there's only a limited amount of time. So obviously, I can't respond to every single broadcast to everybody, but I do the best that I can. Yes, thank you for calling the Soul Conscious Show. Soul Conscious Show broadcast on the Soul Conscious networks of this station. Thanks for calling in. Who am I have the pleasure of talking to today? Your name, please tell me your name, your nickname, where you calling from. Hello, brother Soul Conscious. Can you hear me, brother? Uh, I can vaguely gotta adjust your. Oh man, I can't believe it. Is it really? Yeah, Soul Conscious is me, your brother from another mother. How you doing, brother? Thank you for calling in. Hey, everyone. This is my co host, and assistant from time to time. Periodically, this brother helps assist me and co host. My good buddy. Him and I are going to probably be starting some new channels in the future. But anyway, Johnny Jet Black Johnson, thank you for calling in, brother. What is your feedback on today's show? The question: do you feel, again, do you feel, or do you think that it is a myth or a stereotype, or is it true that dark skinned women generally, particularly, not just black or Latino women, but just, or copper women, but just dark skinned women in general, do you agree that statistically they tend to be more masculine and less feminine? Do you believe it's a myth, truth, or neutral? How do you feel, brother? Well, brother, uh, generally speaking, I would have to agree with what you just said, brother. Uh, for the most part, my perspective is pretty much in line with you, brother. But but there, like you were saying, there is some exceptions to the rule. But generally speaking, I would have to say that the majority, which is like 50% or more of the time, I would say about 50, 60 something percent of the time, over 2/3 of the time, I do, no offense, and I'm not trying to sound like I'm trying to bash my own race because I'm not, because I'm still the type of brother that prefers to stick, my preference is still for my black and Latina sisters. But to be honest, I have to admit, this is just my perspective, but not all the time, but I would say the majority of the time, you know, from what I hear, they do tend to be more masculine. That's just the truth. But I could be wrong, but I just wanted to chime in, show my support, and always a pleasure talking to you, brother. Thanks for taking my call on the show today. You more than welcome, my brother. Thank you for chiming in. Uh, you know, so anyway, that was my co-host Johnny Jet Black Johnson. Thank you so much for chiming in, brother. Let's I think we may have some time, for another email or two or another call. Let me soul conscious. Let me check the emails next. And the emails, if you want to email or voice your point of view, perspective, or opinion, or thoughts or facts by email, the soul conscious email lines is lowercase Henry the hard worker at gmail.com or hankac0516 at gmail.com. Let me go to the email version next. Okay, this email comes from Sister Denise. Denise, she's chiming in by email. I believe it looks like this email is it says it's probably more than likely from Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you for your email, sister. And her chime is that she says that she believes she saying that generally speaking that she's agreeing with what Johnny and I just said, that even though she says she's a black woman herself, she said that she was raised in the church and she was taught to be humble and submissive. But she says that because of the the Eurocentric feminist society we live in, that she says that a lot of women she feels are a little bit too masculine aggressive, and they are not willing to give the man the room to be the man in the relationship and let the woman be the woman. Excellent point, my sister. Thank you for your email today. So yeah, man, so far people have been chiming into the show, making great points. Let me go to the phone line, see who's next on the phone line. uh, Hello, thank you for calling into the Soul Conscious broadcast show. I mix it up. Sometimes I do live shows, sometimes I do regular uploads or broadcasts. But thank you all for this. I mean, these lines are just so busy. I love you all. Thank you all for your feedback. I know that this is a hot topic we're discussing today. Who do I have on the line today? It looks, let me see, your name or your nickname and where you're calling from, please. Hi, so conscious. Can you hear me, brother? Vaguely. Adjust your volume. Yeah. Can you hear me, brother? I can hear you a little better now. Your name and where you calling from, brother? Yeah, this is brother Castro calling from Jersey, brother Newark. Hey, thanks for calling in today, brother. Sorry that the connections. I'm on the run, so I can't hear you too well. I'm sorry the sound quality isn't all that great. But go ahead. What is your feedback on the question being posed on today's show? Well, brother, I would have to say that, I think I would say I kind of agree with you. It just depends. I think a lot has to do with how the woman was raised. But I think that because of the environment that exists in our community today and the fact that a lot of these young sisters that are being raised, they come from the hood. So, And it's like kids trying to raise kids, and a lot of them is dysfunctional. So I guess you could say that can contribute to this masculinity problem, but I think it really just depends because, like, I've been on vacation to like all the parts of the world and stuff, and like I've been to like South America, and like when you go to some of these other countries, the women is like way different, they's like more feminine. So I would say environment plays a part in it. Thank you, brother. Thank you for your call. Thanks for calling into the Soul Conscious Show. I appreciate that. I love all the perspectives and the different points that I'm getting from everybody. Let me go to the email line now and see who's in the email line. Okay, this email is from Jessica in Brooklyn. And Sister Jessica says that she says that she agrees with P and me and Johnny for the most part. She says that it's really not a dry and cut answer. She says it really depends on the woman and how she was raised in the environment and stuff like that. So it's good to see. It makes me feel good to see that there's a lot of consensus on the show today, that we're not alone. Well, anyway, I appreciate y'all being a part of the show. Be on the lookout for more great topics in the future. Check out my most recent movie review, a lot of other videos I most recently did, as well as my testing live streams. I also did a Morbius Death of Them Now movie review recently, a few weeks ago, as well as some other great videos. So check the stations. I also did a video about the incident on the New York City subway recently, and a whole bunch of other great topics. So make sure you go check those out. Like, share, subscribe, sub for sub, spread the word. If you have any comments or questions, email me. The Soul Conscious email lines again, lowercase Henry the hard worker at gmail.com, lowercase Hank AC0516 at gmail.com. Like, share, subscribe, keep in touch, all the best in life. And please hit the bell button to be notified of future broadcast of videos. I'm going to be on the air again later this week as well as next week. So it could be a regular upload, it could be a live stream. So be on the lookout for that. Peace and many blessings. Shalom. If you didn't catch the broadcast from the beginning, please feel free to save it, replay it, watch the replay, like, share it with as many people as you know, spread the word. If you have a positive channel, cause, charity, endeavor, and you want me to donate or sub for sub or support you, as long as it's positive, constructive, let me know or send me the link so I can subscribe and support you as well. Please do the same. Enjoy the smooth music as we cruise out. Everyone stay blessed. Shalom. And I will remember, live right, love right, uh, act right, do right, reflect right, uh, judge right, uh, walk right, live right, do right, be right, and keep your head up. Life is hard sometimes, but you just hang in there. I keep putting my faith in the Most High. And again, peace and many blessings to everyone. Like, share, subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the fly in the next one. Enjoy the smooth music as we cruise out, and don't be a stranger. Visit my stations. Go to the main channel link or the description of the main channel link of my most recent videos, where you will see the links for all of my channels and stations. Don't just subscribe to this one, try to subscribe to all. If you have trouble, let me know, and I'll be glad to email the links to you. Peace, peace, peace.